What is your NSFW talent? I give great hugs. No gag reflex. I was an average man when it came to then I started biking. For some reason, after I started biking, I managed to have a perfect control of my ejaculation. Even when very horny, I can go on having sex for hours with my wife and only come when I turn the switch on in my mind. Can't explain it very well. If I don't bike for a long time, like when I twisted my ankle, I lose this ability completely. My wife indulges my biking hobby and makes me bike to work every day. I can lift 2 towels. Mine's not nearly as good or interesting as you guys, but if I jizz right before I take a piss, it's like having a second consecutive, slighter weaker orgasm. That probably isn't a talent, but that's about the best I could think of. It's taken me about 1.5 years of practice, but I can orgasm without physical or visual stimulation. I just gotta think about it or daydream for like 20 minutes and it happens. It is so amazing. I'm loving and emotionally available. I've played violin since I was 5, so I'm amazing at fingering. I can masturbate while flaccid. It's not as good as regular masturbation, but it is silent and involves moving very little. Sorry roommate that sleeps in the bunk below me. You don't know it, but I masturbate all the fucking time with you below me. I can pee while doing a handstand and get it like 7 or 8 feet high from the ground, only a couple feet from origin. I'm a girl. I have vaginal orgasms every time I have sex. I lack a gag reflex. No, seriously, I can fit just huge dildos down my throat. Not just long ones, but big wide ones that tonsil punch you. It's only ever used to tease my girlfriend, who is wildly jealous as I'm a straight male and unlikely to be fellating anyone anytime soon. I know the angle to use with my pecker to do exactly what the hook, come here, method does with a finger. I'm a super short petite Asian girl and have trained my vag to be able to take massive bad dragon gargantua dildos. Lots of length is too much for me, but with some warm up I can stretch myself to fit in serious girth. I might be kinda sore the day after, but then magically everything goes back to normal tightness. I can dirty talk like a champ. I had an ex tell me she came once before the clothes were even off. I don't believe her, but it was a nice compliment. I can finger my hole and rub my stomach at the same time while reciting the alphabet backwards. I had weak bladder control as a child, so they taught me Kegel exercises to strengthen the muscles. I've been doing them since I was 6, and they are just an unconscious habit now. I can shoot a dildo across the room and clamp down so hard that I can bend a penis. This is not always a good thing, lol. I'm rather proud that I can move my balls. Granted, only 3 people have ever seen it: my wife, her girlfriend/best friend, and my best friend who officiated our wedding. I can turn my penis inside out by pushing it inside my body. There's not even the tiniest bulge. I'd make a great trap if I wasn't 6 feet 4 inches and had shoulders like a linebacker. I can suck my own. No ribs removed, just pure flex. I've had several girlfriends tell me I'm better with my fingers than they are. One ex's exact words were, "You're way better at masturbating me than I'm, what the f***." I'm really good at There is a spot located right underneath the head that is very sensitive. It is comparable to the clit actually. I combine tunge movement, pressure, and suction. I have made my husband come with literally just my tunge before. Also, when I'm riding my husband I'm able to create a kind of suction deep inside that my husband says feels like he is getting a and having vaginal sex all at the same time. Been told I'm phenomenal and mind-blowing with my blow and hand jobs. One guy just wouldn't shut up while I was blowing him, saying he is going to explode. Not that I mind, I like it when a guy talks to me during sex. I can have an orgasm solely from having my elbow stroked. It's a weird party trick. Apparently I'm a good ride. Don't ask the question myself, but I've heard it enough times and have had it make its way back to me through the grapevine a few times. Now if only I was attractive and had good social skills I'd be able to take advantage of the talent rather than only occasionally managing to have sexy times. My flaccid penis is like 0.5 inches. But when it's erect, it's like 6 inches. My GF told me it's not really normal. So. My sexual partners, before I got married, all were older than me, with the biggest age gap being a woman of 35 when I was 21. I was sure to soak up all the pointers and developed a great skill in making a girl slither like an eel when giving oral. I don't think this is a talent so much as a reproductive anomaly, but I have a large semen expulsion volume upon ejaculation. Usually, this causes the first jettison to come forth with such force that I can shoot it across the room. Not really at a long, didn't read, but I've been able to come on my ceiling from my bed before. I'm like Spider-Man, but with carpal tunnel. I'm incredible at fucking butts. It helps having a cock on the small end, but a lot of women have always given me good remarks and I would often hear that it's the best anal they ever got. I'm also capable of turning you into a anal, even if you're the type to say I don't do anal. Yes you will, and you're going to love it. They always end up loving it. I made my ex the first time I f***ed her. She was a virgin and everything. I learned I can orgasm and then keep going again and again with only about 5 to 30 seconds between. Many nights I have 3, 5 orgasms. The funny part is that I discovered this power by accident and now I can do it the same way Harry Potter can cast a Patronus. I can do it because I have already done it once. Despite the general public classifying it as NSFW as a natural born rule breaker, I've totally done it at work more than I've had hot dinners. That being, I have a prodigious talent of being able to consume more drugs than what's required to put elephant on its ass, and yet I'll manage any situation in any type of scenario without so much as anyone raising an eyebrow or scratching their head questioning themselves as to am I or aren't I. Had tonsil stones for a large portion of my life, no longer have a gag reflex, and have even broken a candy cane simply by placing it in the back of my throat and bending my neck funny. Drunken bets vs friends would be a great talent if I wasn't a straight male. Shrug, let the PMs commence I guess. So I'm a lesbian, but before I came out I had this phase where I hooked up with quite a few dudes to prove to myself that guys did it for me. Did it work? Me being raging homo should answer that nicely, though I did learn how to give mind-blowing so there's that. I have ended up giving sexual advice to some of my straight female friends though, so I guess somehow it paid off. I was born with a super tiny jaw, so I can only open my mouth about 1½ inches tall on a good day. Certain foods won't fit, so I can't suck. But I have no gag reflex and have the ability to swallow and regurgitate my food. Weird, I know, but true. Because of my depression/OCD meds, it's really hard for me to come, which means I can always last for as long as the other person wants me to, though sometimes, depending on who it is, they get a bit upset that they weren't able to make me come. Apparently I'm good at giving first orgasms. I've been with multiple women who've insisted they couldn't come from vaginal and I figured out how to do it for each of them. Everyone is different, but there are some common techniques that will usually get you on the right track. Takes some time and experimentation, though. Despite having ed and telling women about that beforehand, they still have sex with me and come back for more. My ex tells me I give the best b***s, as in I'm literally the only person who could get him off with just my mouth and or hands. Ironically I'm asexual, and he's the only person I've ever had sex with, so don't know what's up with that. P. Don't need a spoon to clean out a cup of yogurt or pudding. Have an interest in having my milked, and an interesting them has happened after my first orgasm. My grows fatter, redder, and hotter. I don't mean by a little bit either. Feels incredible and has been described as a fire poker as big as a Coke can. Not actually that big, but it does thicken up and feels amazing. Would love to have a woman f*** me after milking me once and then wearing a ring. Cheese wheel. That's me. I don't think this counts fully, but I've been told I have a way with words from a couple of the women I've played with over the years. I like figuring out deep fantasies and hammering at them until you come for me. I'm open to pretty much anything, so if a girl wants to experiment she came to the right place. Also my is larger than average, but not too thick, so penetration is pretty deep. Women love that. And last but not least, apparently I'm pretty good with my fingers and tongue. Orgasms guaranteed. Even the ones who tell me they can never come from fingering or licking. I can come in like 20 seconds of I call myself the 20-second stallion. My girlfriend dumped me.